Opera-lele, Devil's Doorbell! We have the legends, the Devil's Doorbell, with us today for our UKE Talk, which is great. We first encountered you about over a year ago now.
Yeah.
And we watched a video and went, these guys are brilliant. And then we invited you to a Bracklesham, and everyone else now agrees, which is
thank you.
so we really wanted to get you on and have a chat with you about you guys, your inspirations and all of that, to show everyone how blooming lovely you are.
Thank you.
So tell us, where are you right now? Where are you? Where is your location right now?
Right now, we're just outside Devizes, on the Kennet and Avon Canal.
On a canal, they say.
How can you be on a canal? Surely you're on a boat.
We are floating, yes.
Yes. This is my boat that I live on, and this is the back cabin of the boat. So in the old days of the working boats, they would have a back cabin that looked like this, and that's where the family would live when they were working the boats. And so I have a sort of replica back cabin in the back of my boat.
A replica back cabin. That would be rude.
Well,
It's all rude.
Some people might say. But anyway, we're all about double entendres here today. I just realised what Devil's Doorbell meant today after I googled it. Anyway,
well, we should say yes, Devil's Doorbell, but Nipper and Jelly, because we haven't really introduced you properly yet.
Yes, I am Jelly Legs Johnson. You can call me Jelly. All my friends do.
Love it. And how would you, if you were abducted by an alien, or alien plural, how would you describe what you do on stage as Devil's Doorbell? How would you describe what you do to an alien who's never heard you before?
Yeah, I mean, we have to explain to non-aliens as well, I think, because people are like, what is it you're doing? Well, it is a combination of all of our different ways that we've come to Devil's Doorbell. I'd say it's a jazz, cabaret, skiffle. People call it skiffle jazz, cabaret. That's what we do.
Bit of the blues.
Yeah, jazz and blues from the 1920s and 30s, but we're playing it in a kind of cheeky skiffle style with, skiffle instruments. I play the washtub bass, which we built, and obviously ukulele. But we also have a kazumpit, which Nipper built, which is a kazoo and a horn all together. So he's our horn section as well. So
yeah, and we sometimes I'll play tenor banjo or tenor guitar, because I do like those instruments as well. But my first love is the ukulele. I've always loved the ukulele, and I feel after coming to Bracklesham that I'm drawn to play the ukulele even more again. So it's really good.
Amazing.
Yay.
And what was your musical journey, Nipper, to this point? I mean, I'm in a nutshell. Because yes. I dare say we could talk about it for some considerable time, but what's kind of brought you to this stage?
Yeah, I've always loved the music of the 20s and 30s, and collected gramophone records as a child with my father, and been interested in playing that style of music. And really, I sort of floated around playing reggae and other things, and eventually ended up really focusing in on the ukulele about 25 years ago. And I found that there was a sort of opportunity to play ukulele with children in primary school. I was a primary school teacher, and so I started a ukulele orchestra in my school, and then that led on to teaching ukulele as part of the curriculum in the classroom, and it was just so beneficial for the children. They were having such a wonderful time with it that I thought I would start a community ukulele club. So I started Taunton Ukulele Strummers Club, and brought lots of adults into playing ukulele in the club style. And this was really before anyone else was kind of doing this sort of thing. So I wrote all my own resources for teaching, and had those. They were published, and momentarily I was talking to everybody about ukulele, and it was sort of fantastic. And I had a little band playing 20s and 30s tunes called the Night Owls.
Right.
And then I left teaching to come and live on the canal, and I decided to sort of study gypsy jazz. That was a love of mine, and I went over to the Netherlands and had some lessons with some really great gypsy jazz players, and then ended up playing gypsy jazz with some of the top players over here at jazz festivals. I became a rhythm guy, playing mostly tenor guitar. And so that all kind of ended 5 years ago. We won't talk about why. But Katie and I, Jelly and I...
you
Jelly,
don't ask, Slim.
yeah. We decided that we would have this little band together of Devil's Doorbell to share the music that we both loved, this jazz and blues that we adored. And Jelly started playing the washtub bass, and I was playing ukuleles, and it was all going swimmingly well. And sort of so recently we've decided to take that a little bit more seriously and go for it. And we're really enjoying playing it. So really, that's my journey to getting to Devil's Doorbell, is via various different jazz bands and gypsy jazz and that kind of thing.
Oh, fantastic!
Amazing.
And how about you, Jelly? Where's your journey, or what's your journey been to bring you here?
Bit of a different route to Nipper. So I've always performed for as long as I can remember. So I started off dancing and acting from probably like age 5 or whatever. I'm sure I was a bit of a weird kid, and I was actually more comfortable on stage. So obviously I was pushed towards that. And so yeah, this is where all the weirdos end up, isn't it? You can't so I started off doing that, and then I kind of up to my maybe late teens, and then I just wasn't interested as much. I was much more interested in going out and drinking, and and then I started working part-time in a sex shop where I'm from, and to amuse myself I started writing poems about working in there and the people I met, and because it was either really quiet or it was really odd. So anyway, and then a local punk band adopted me through friends. They heard that I'd done this, and they were like, come and shout them with us, we'll put music to it. So that was my first musical experience. Was I joined these very ragtaggle drunken punks that didn't take themselves very seriously, and started shouting my songs. And then the drummer left quite quickly after I joined, and they said, you play the drums, go on. So I'm game. So I was like, yeah, okay. I don't really have a problem performing. So I was like, they just encouraged me, and it was so ragtaggle. I just learnt a basic beat, and I was off. I think I did my first gig within a couple of weeks of picking up the sticks, and I gigged with them for a couple of years, and they still wanted me to shout my poems. So I'd kind of drum, and then one of them, either the guitarist or the singer, whoever fancied it, would come and get on the drum kit, and then I'd come and shout at people. And then from there, so then I left that town, and I left that band, and then I joined a kind of circus troupe. So I went to Bristol, where there's lots of circus cabaret, and I was seeing lots of shows, and I ended up joining a troupe and I ended up doing hula hooping with fire, and so I travelled around festivals. I went to Burning Man, and so that's what kind of developed my love of, I suppose I was already in love with theatrics, but yeah, even more so, and putting on a show. And so there's a lot of circusy cabaret elements to Devil's Doorbell. So yeah, then I moved on to the canal, and shortly after that I met Nipper. Oh yeah, and while I was in the punk band, I forgot to say, I was actually really into jazz and blues. That was when I was starting to get into jazz and blues.
Okay.
Because they just adopted me as this weirdo who worked in a sex shop who was listening to jazz and writing poems. And so I just joined them. And I'd been a punk previously, so I was just like, yeah. And then, I don't know, the stage allows you to tap into all these different parts of yourself, and where I was living as well. Yeah. It suited it anyway. It suited shouting about sex shop customers, and working in that place. One of my songs was called Premenstrual. Yeah, Tourette's. That might not be very PC now, but it was because working there when I had PMT, I was quite aggressive. But yeah. Anyway, so there's a lot of kind of punky DIY elements to Devil's Doorbell. So I kind of bring a lot of cabaret, punky elements. But yeah, running under that was my kind of love of early jazz and blues. And Nipper couldn't quite believe it when I think he was round my boat one evening and I just had Billie Holiday on. And he was like, you like this music? I was like, yeah, you like this music? Yeah. Oh, okay. And then, yeah, shortly after that, yeah, we got together, built a washtub bass, and yeah, here we are.
And that kind of brings us quite smoothly on to talking about what instruments you play. So I mean, obviously, Jelly, you're a washtub bassist.
I am, yes.
And in fact, your washtub bass it's got Devil's Doorbell on it, hasn't it? If memory serves correctly.
Yeah, that's just a sticker, but we have got. Can you see in shot this sign?
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Yeah, that was painted by a local sign writer who used to live on the canal. So we take that with us to a lot of gigs as well. But yeah, I didn't play the drums between leaving the punk band and then, I don't know, a couple of years ago, Nipper kind of encouraged me to do some jazz brush drumming. So then I teaching myself. We played with another guy on the canal as a kind of trio. You were on double bass. Nipper was on double bass. I was doing jazz brush drumming and then someone on guitar. And then I've also got washboards. It's rhythm. I like rhythm. So instinctual rhythm. I mean, the drumming, yeah, with jazz drumming, it's less instinctual, obviously. It's a lot more learning involved. And yeah, that's what kind of Nipper has done, I would say. It's kind of, yeah, instilled more like musicality and actual learning things and not just using it as a kind of express myself. And, you know, it's like, I want that element in it, but now I'm learning actually to play music and to listen properly and play with someone. And, you know, because a lot of times in the punk band couldn't hear each other. So it definitely wasn't that kind of vibe.
I think I'm super keen to tell people that music is a journey.
Yeah.
And part of that journey is the practicing on your own. Part of that journey is playing with other people. Part of that journey is playing in front of people. Yeah. And whichever sort of route you take along this journey, it's all fun. It's all great, and that people should enjoy every moment of the journey. There's great joy in each of those little parts of it.
And I think there's a great joy, especially since seeing you guys live, is that you do bring out the best in each other. There's like a really nice juxtaposition of both of your backgrounds and how you intertwine it. It just works. It's
I think underneath it is just our real love of the music, and we're both real rhythm players. You know, it's like we're all about it being rhythm in the pocket, and you know, yeah, that's what I felt in the punk band. You know, I wasn't much of a drinker really compared to everyone else, so I was like, I'm just going to keep everyone really in time, and I'm going to make it fast because it's a bit sloppy. So I was very much like, you know, and that's, yeah, and the same with the washtub. And I kind of, yeah, I watched the double bassist with Nipper for years in his previous band, and I was kind of obsessed with that. So gypsy jazz is very much on the 1 and 3 with the bass. Obviously that's very simplified, but that's how I play the washtub, emphasizing the 1 and 3. And yeah, it's real listening, kind of instinctual instrument. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit like the drums. I'd say the washtub is a cross between drums and bass. It's all rhythm.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Nipper, how about your instruments? Because
Well,
what are your weapons of choice?
Yeah, what do you tend to go out with?
Yeah, I know the ukulele world love to know about the very specific ukuleles that people play, and I've played just hundreds of different instruments over the years, and so today I thought I'd just show you this is my favourite instrument, the one that I'm coming to for recording. We're putting together an album at the moment, and this is the instrument that I'm playing, this is a favilla baritone ukulele from the 1950s, and it's absolutely beautiful. It has a beautiful tone. It's incredibly light, and I just love the baritone ukulele. It's really always been the one that I've gravitated to. I think it sits really well with other instruments when you're in different kind of band contexts, and I think there's a lot that you can get out of it because it's got that slightly bigger range than the ukulele. But of course, you can play it up high and sound very uke-like with it if you want to, or you've got these lovely deep sort of sounds with it as well. So I love my favilla, but I also on stage you'll see me playing bell-toner ukuleles.
Yeah.
They're resonator ukes, and I adore them. I've got a tenor and a baritone, and they're just very, very punchy. They talk to microphones well. They really are just superb instruments, and they stand the test of time with gigging, which is always a thing. This beautiful thing it's only for the studio and for playing at home, whereas the bell toners can really take the rigors of going to gigs and being put away wet, as they say.
Yeah.
Also travelling with them on bikes, and even if we get a lift to a gig, we're cycling with our stuff or walking with it in a trailer to the nearest road, and so yeah, things get battered about. And
Well, I remember you turning up at the Isle of Wight, at the Bracklesham on the Isle of Wight, and I think you'd managed to get a lift with one of the guests from the ferry.
No, we'd managed to store some instruments in one of the guys' camper vans that was on the ferry, but I didn't put the wash tub bass in there because it looked very nice, and they were kind of arguing over whether they should take it, and I went, it's all right, I'll just take, because they were like, oh, it's going to bash it, because it's just a big metal tub, and it's got a handle. I was like, I do not want to break anything. So yeah, it was a pain in the ass. I was carrying that around. It's very awkward, but I have it like a snail shell on my back, and then like a broom handle like a staff with a devil on it, and yeah.
Well, I mean, travelling with your instruments might be the answer to this question, but what's the most challenging thing about the style of music that you play? Is there something that you find you've had to work really hard at to master? Because I mean, there's absolutely no doubt that the way you play and the way you present what you do, you are both absolutely masters at it. Well, master and mistress, sorry, at it. But is there something that you've had to work really hard? I guess we're peering behind the curtain now. Is there anything that you've had to work really hard to get right, or for you to be happy with?
I think with the playing gypsy jazz, the elements of gypsy jazz begin with the rhythm guitar and the rhythm sound of it, and I've always been drawn to that rhythm sound, and it fits so well to the ukulele, particularly the baritone ukulele. And when I was sort of studying that with these various gypsy players, they would say, you need to spend years just on the very simplest basic rhythm, because it's the feel that you put into that rhythm that really makes it work. It's in terms of what's there, it's really just down strums with a few little ghost strums going on in there, but getting that feel right does take a long time. I went to I've been playing this kind of music for 25-30 years, but I went to when I went to the Netherlands, I sort of I really found that I had to go back to the basics of the rhythm and just really focus in on that. And I find that that's often a thing that people pass by. They want to do something that sounds a little bit more fancy, and really just getting to the root of that of that rhythm and making it swing. as Louis Armstrong taught us to do in the 1920s. That for me, that's the most important thing in all the music I've ever played, is to get that swing feel right. What would you say,
There's been
Joe?
loads for me, yeah, because obviously Nipper's come from doing quite serious music for quite a long time and jazz, and I've come from punk and cabaret, and we'll just express ourselves. So yeah, there's been like moments, and then I reach somewhere and I'm like, oh no, I've got to go again. Oh, I need to learn again. I'm crying. Right, got to push through this. There's a lot of because Nipper won't. He's not going to play with someone that's not in time, not really on it, not listening to him. And I mean, I've listened to the music for like 20 years, so it is in me, and I listen to it all the time. But with the punk band rehearsals, it wasn't really a rehearsal. That's why I liked playing every time. I was like, I'm so glad I'm playing the drums. I haven't got to learn notes, because it was just a shambles. One of them would write a song, and then they'd kind of teach each other, and then they'd just get drunk. And so it wasn't any kind of properly, working together to build something. I never practiced on my own. So yeah, learning that I needed to practice on my own, and was definitely one of the things. So you can't just come, when we. So I was like, okay, I've got to practice on my own. Blimey, okay. So that was the whole learning that, and actually going back to the drums, learning jazz brush drumming. I took some lessons. I started to learn how to practice on my own and play on my own, and then come to rehearsals more prepared. And training my ear as well. It's different being a fan of the music to playing the music and listening to someone to exactly what they're doing and playing off them. And then there's another thing, like I was used to rehearsals with, acting and dancing and stuff, but with those, we were always like doing exactly what we were going to do in the show in rehearsal, whereas with Nipper's jazz, so it's like, well, this is the form and now we're going to play with it, and I'll be like, just like, well, I can't remember what we're going to do. It's like, just listen to me and respond to me. And so that's probably was my last lesson that I've learned. Is
you're learning the rules, and then
yeah,
you need to unlearn the rules slightly at the same
time. It's all weird, because once he figured out that I was trying to remember all the songs and like remember where the breaks were and remember what I was doing, he was like, just listen to me and listen to what's going on. And I was like, okay. So that's like, I think we did it in one of our workshops. Nipper just play something. He was like, Jelly doesn't know what I'm going to do. And then you're going to respond. And it's training your listening. It's almost like, people say it's psych, but it's like you just have got, it's another level of, you guys know, it's another level of listening to being a music fan, to playing with someone. And I just loved that, the wash tub bass has enabled me to do that, because I've just been listening to the rhythm and the notes and without having to learn chords and notes on top of that.
I think it's really exciting if you can approach music in a way, I call it the sort of the jazz approach, where you're looking for where are the opportunities that we could do something different here? What are the different options we've got available? And so the more you practice all of those different options and allow them to come to the fore, when you're in front of an audience, you're really tailoring every single performance to that audience, to what is the feeling in the room at that time.
And trusting the other person's going to go with you if you do something else. There's a lot of, trust that the person will be with you whatever you're going to do. And if the other person makes a mistake, we can both compensate for each other. I don't think anyone really notices. But so you could just kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of trust of, and I
think when I've been working with various musicians who are coming to this style of playing early jazz and blues music, I will always say to them, you need to go back and listen to Louis Armstrong, to Ella Fitzgerald, to Fats Waller, Benny Goodman, Artie Shaw, all these great players of the 1920s and 30s. Listen to how they're putting these things together. What is the feel they're getting? What's the bass player doing to contribute to it? What's the rhythm player doing? I studied a lot the style of Freddie Green, who was the rhythm player for the Count Basie Orchestra, and he plays lots of triads, so just 3-note chords. And on the ukulele, we're sort of always wanting, I must play all 4 notes. And you suddenly realise, oh, I could play this whole other feel just playing the 3 notes. And the way that he would play was for the band. You very rarely hear him in the recordings. It's really difficult to hear him playing because he's really just creating a feel for all the other musicians to hang what they're doing from, you know. So
I have just sort of something. Oh, damn it! I've forgotten. There was something that, yes, like holding the beat down on my own so Nipper can do soloing. I found it very difficult. We didn't do that for a while. We've been doing this, since 2018, 2019. Pandemic was a bit weird, but yeah. So I found that really difficult, and he'd be like, I can't do the things. I was like, I just lose it because he's such a strong rhythm player. It's really easy when he's playing. I'm like, yeah. And then he does something weird. I'm like, oh no. But now it's like the confidence, like, no, I can play a beat without you, and you can do whatever you want. And obviously that frees Nipper up to do more stuff.
I think
so. Yeah, that was another thing as well. Yeah,
I think it's quite phenomenal to like hear this kind of the kind of learning that you've done as a duo together, because like when we saw you on the Isle of Wight, it was just so phenomenal and so slick, and you were not soloists, you were a unit. And I think that's really important, that that you really have become just such a team, and it really reflects onto an audience now, which is incredible. So the hard work has paid off.
Thank you.
So
yeah, it's just continual. It's like just isn't like we've reached a point. Yeah, always, and we're adding more things, and yeah.
I think that's why coming to Bracklesham was a real moment for us, as well as all the people who come along to learn ukulele for a weekend and to experience that. We had that too. Even though we're there as performers, we're with these other amazing performers, with Andy Eastwood, with Will Grove White. They're absolutely amazing, and they were giving us feedback on our act. They were talking to
which we've implemented.
We've implemented ideas from Will that we put into the act, and we were really inspired to try and lift our game another little step. That's the journey that we're on in music, is when are we ready to take a little step forward, and we felt Bracklesham really gave us that. It said, here's a step, take it.
So welcoming, and you guys and everyone was so welcoming and friendly and enthusiastic. It just felt like home to Bracklesham. It was so lovely. Such a lovely environment.
Well, that's lovely to hear. That's really nice to hear.
It was. So would you call Bracklesham a good gig experience?
Definitely.
Oh yes.
It was amazing.
So,
and also I think it kind of, you said, tell us a bit about your musical past. And I hadn't really correlated my punk past and the cabaret past. I'm just always doing the next thing. I'm like, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. And I don't know, you guys making me think about, and it's like, it's not, okay, these things do all play into Devil's Doorbell, what I've done before. And the punk drumming does, but yeah, I've only kind of really assimilating that and realising, all of these things are beneficial. It's not just something I've left behind.
The rich tapestry that is Devil's Doorbell. I love it. Well, look, so Bracklesham was a good gig experience, but I would like to know, what has been, you don't need to name what it was, but what was the worst gig experience you've had?
Well, we do a song, don't we? And it's really about there's a particular song that we sing. It's from 1931, and it's called My Girl's Pussy.
It's all about
cats. And it generally goes down very, very well. People really enjoy it. But we did have one experience, didn't we, where it didn't?
Yeah, we played a wedding. And
I thought you were going to say like an RSPCA gig or something.
Oh my God, we'd definitely play there if we get an RSPCA gig. But no, it was a wedding. It was having a lovely time, dancing to jazz. They were all dancing in front of us. It was the big field with a big tent. And then My Girl's Pussy just cleared the tent. It just left and people turned on the heels until we were just doing it to maybe a few people on hay bales at the edge. It's like, oh, it didn't go down well. I think that's the only time we have cleared a room / tent.
And it had to be that
So we
song.
now kind of give people a warning, like this can divide audiences, and kind of give them a bit of a warning. But
I think everyone was on the dance floor at Bracklesham, so you
we are going to have to start wrapping up, but before we
already, oh wow,
I know, doesn't time fly?
Oh, we're rabbited on.
I know it's been glorious, and it's been such a joy to sit and chat to you both. But we always like to finish with a question, which is, what are your aspirations or goals for the next 12 months? Is there anything that you've got lined up? Anything you want to plug? Anything exciting that you've got in the pipeline? You mentioned that you're recording.
So we're recording, and we've got a couple of tracks out with Professor Elemental. We've been collaborating with him, the chap hop superstar, and we're going to do a gig with him. It's our first steampunk gig. So it's a steampunk time travelers ball, and that's in December in Exeter, and we'll be there, and Professor Elemental will be there. And we're going to record an album. Nipper's putting together some teaching. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
So Bracklesham again inspired me to get back to thinking about teaching. It's something I haven't done for a long time. I've been really concentrating on building my own technique and playing with lots of wonderful people. And then I going to Bracklesham, I needed to solidify what it is that I feel about music and what I can offer. And I feel like I've got a lot more than I just did that weekend. And so I've started writing some other courses that I'm hoping to do some filming and put some written materials together so that people can access those online. I've got a YouTube channel if you want to see my musical journey, the last sort of 15 years.
We'll put it on the
links down below.
And that's where the teaching will be once we've done some filming, and we're going to do some stuff on skiffle as well with washtub bass and washboards. And I've started to sing for the first time. I've started to sing lead. I've started to sing a couple of blues songs.
I love that.
So I'll be doing more of that, and I have actually started to learn the ukulele.
Yes.
We've got another one.
You got me.
About 3 weeks ago.
About 3 weeks ago I picked it up. So I'm starting to learn one of the blues songs that I sing. So I'm doing blues, and so I'm Nipper's first student of the ukulele.
Brilliant.
So,
Well, the future.
For a very long time. I did at one point teach hundreds of children. And play ukulele.
Hey, the future is sounding bright for Devil's Doorbell.
Lots of stuff in the pipeline. We're really going for it now.
Go on, Nipper.
I will be putting together a little workshop on how to sing scat with ukulele, because I do a lot of scat singing in what I do, and I will be bringing that to Bracklesham next year when we're at Bracklesham next year. So people who are interested in that aspect, I've got some good ideas for how you might approach it.
Great.
Brilliant. Well, thank you both so much for joining us, and sorry that we kind of have to finish so quickly, but it's mainly
I know we could talk to you for ages.
The cheapskate, and I've only got the free Zoom. But no, it's been an absolute joy. We can't wait until we get to see you again, and hope it's not going to be as long as might be, but hopefully we'll get to bump into you at some stage before we see you at our next Bracklesham next year. But thank you very much, Devil's Doorbell.
Yay!
Thank you very much. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.